What other advice would you have for students right now going into an exam, whether they have ADHD or not, if they think they might have attention issues or difficulty focusing? Any words of wisdom or recommendations for them at this point?
Yeah, well, and some of these are going to be a little bit on the cliche side, but I think the issue is because the cognitive anxiety is a form of anxiety. A person really does want to relax and stay relaxed and breathe deeply. I know when I was doing my board exams for psychiatry back in 1969, something like that, a long time ago, and I'd studied hard and I'd done the whole preparation for the boards and so on. And I was at the Institute of Pennsylvania Hospital. It was a memorable occasion. And I was in there, and I was really well prepared. I had a great residency. The whole thing was, I was totally prepared. And I got in there, and I was nailing it. I'm like, somewhere in the course of, probably had about an hour to go, and I was like, I passed this thing. It hit me. I passed it. And it took me a while to bring myself back into even reading a sentence because I was so relieved that I was on top of the material. And yet I had a big section of material that I hadn't completed, to tell you the truth. So what I did was what I'm telling you. I just had to take a deep breath, had to relax, say, okay, I got more of this test to do, and stand back from the whole thing as opposed to burrowing and attacking every question. I breathed deeply and got myself relaxed, went back and read it and finished the test and ultimately passed it. But that was an interesting thing in terms of cognitive anxiety in the test process.
So sometimes as simple as simply taking a moment, taking a deep breath, knowing you've got this, and then moving on.
Yeah, I mean, it can get that simple. I mean, I think being relaxed, apropos of that point, there's a lot to be said. We've interviewed a number of really cool professionals at Core Brain Journal on the whole value of meditation. If a person says, well, this whole medication thing, now, most of the informed students nowadays are like, ready, give me anything, let me get this thing done. But if a person wants to do something else and really kick it another step down the road, practicing meditation is not frou-frou and woo. It is totally a reasonable thing to do because it would give a person a sense of internal sustenance. They have a internal sense of authority and power over the material and comfort that they're not going to, they're going to be able to do well. They're in connection with themselves through meditation, as opposed to, I don't know who I am. Can I pass this? I don't know. And instead of going into it in cognitive disarray, that meditation portion would be helpful.
Yeah, in a way, meditation is kind of like a focus training. I think about it as the moment where you notice your mind wandering. That's the moment of growth where you're strengthening it like a muscle. And you can apply that same practice to if you're thinking and thinking and thinking, but you're unable to break out of that loop and then take action.
Yeah, because it builds your self-confidence. I mean, when you actually, like, for example, when I took my deep breath in that moment in Institute of Pennsylvania Hospital, and I had my sense of, okay, I'm back on it, then my sense of self-mastery obviously improved and my self-esteem improved because, okay, I'm not crazy here. I'm going to be able to get this thing done.